Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Arco, where I wanted to show you what the main menu has transformed into to reflect the state of our tale as it stands. So let's pick up here, Act 5, Oil and Blood, and see if we can't, if not make something right, then at least make something even. Even's not, that's not. I'm somewhat grim on any hope for justice here, and I guess to a large extent that depends on how you define justice for the things that have happened. I'm really not a believer in eye for an eye makes things better, but the Red Company still poses real present harm, and at the very least, hopefully, we can stop that, right? So I still don't understand. Can't we just run over there and kill them all now? Run? You're crazy. But we know where they are. Well, judging from the cargo and prisoners that get delivered to the oil sands, we're betting the Redco headquarters is out that way. And it's a good bet. Those assholes are up to no good, and they'll need the extra labor and goods. We'll take the morning train to the oil sands. But you said we can't get on that train. I said we can't get on the train as ourselves. I got it covered, babe. Soldiers, traders, cargo. No one looks twice at them. Yeah, let's just dress up as crates. Works fine for Solid Snake. And no one will look twice at us. Right, because of your amazing smuggling skills. Itze gives the Tuag smuggler a sour look. Chio blows Itze a kiss over her drink. There's been tension between the two because Itze isn't happy with all the stealthy bits of this plan. Itze, I know you want to punch your way to El Gallo, but you gotta follow the plan. And don't fuck it up. You hope the skills of these two are worth the headache of their constant bickering. Still, what they've got in common is an obsession for taking down the Red Company. You know what that's like. Alright, prep your gear, then rest up. Tomorrow's a big day. You swig down the rest of your drink and get up. Okay, so it's put us sort of in the shoes of Tizo here. Hey, free whetstone. Itze is shadowboxing in the corner of the room. The amount of energy this girl has confuses you. You feel ready for tomorrow, Itze? Of course I am. I'll rip the bastard's head off, easy. You have no doubt she means that literally. Good. Get something to eat and don't stay up late. Will do. This is always the hardest part of a thing like this to me. How do you not stay up late? How do you choose to go to sleep? It's never something I've been able to do. Chio sprawls on the floor, filling smoke bombs while muttering and laughing to herself. Here, I'll give you a hand. You sit down and grab a bomb. She stops giggling to glare. Don't pack it too tightly. I know. 3-to-1 proportions. I know. She settles down and tolerates your help. Okay, good. We're doing some good here. You sidle up to the bar where the barkeep shines glasses. The usual. The barkeep pours a hefty glass of mezcal and slides it over. He knows you well enough now to not bother with the idle chat. He continues shining glasses instead, though you don't know why when everything else here is filthy. Hey, we owe you a lot. The barkeep looks up at you in surprise. And we're grateful for, everything. If you go over there and kill a bunch of Red Company bastards, I'll consider us even. Okay, we're allowed to just take some alcohol. Fair enough. And some sungo and some carrots. Okay, supplies. Your creaky bones could use some rest. The others gave you the only bed, and you're old enough to not care that it makes you feel old. Let's just spend a moment whittling, shall we? You whittle the figurine you've been working on while listening to the murmur of the bar crowd. You remember that you used to sit in the crowd around the campfire while your father whittled. Yeah, I feel like we can probably go to bed. I don't want to try to, go outside or anything. You wake up feeling strangely calm. Vague remnants of your dreams last night tease you, an owl, a hunter, a tree. But you brush it all away. Today is the day. Itse is already up and stretching. You sleep well? Like a baby. Let's go. You're surprised to see the barkeep awake this early, too. I wanted to see you off. We're all rooting for you. And if you don't succeed, I hope you take out as many of the bastards with you as you can. Thanks for the vote of confidence, dude. Chia looks unsettlingly excited. Oh, look who's finally up. Time for murder, sleepyhead. I like that they've done a really good job of like letting us sit with the world enough and with these characters enough that this feels like an extremely formidable, like you could believe these three people could bring down a city if they had to. Everyone remembers the plan. We find disguises and get on the train. And we act cool. Why are you all staring at me? Let's go. You get to the station with no trouble. Find a way to get on the train. Okay, find a way to get on the train that doesn't involve drawing everyone's attention. Silent prisoners are lined up with their heads bowed. Steal handcuffs? I mean, if I think I can get away with it, we should steal some handcuffs. Okay. A big container of coal. Some cloth that we could maybe use for a disguise if we can find the right kinds of things to do with it. It looked like just like a white sheet, basically. Let's trade with this guy first of all. So we have a bunch of money. That's just a big chunk of solid gold, some antidote. Yeah, actually, hold on. Okay, so we have a lot of money. We have some very basic health items. And then we have liquor and bandages. So I guess we should shop, but I don't exactly know what I want. These Vigo thorns at least have some combat use, right? Sir, spare a coin, sir. Yeah, sure. Thank you, ma'am. Hey, you want more, kid? I'm all ears. Listen, I need a way to get those guards away. Let me investigate further. I'll be back. There's a bunch of wanted posters on the wall. Hey, Chio, that's you. I'm famous. And Tizo. At least it's not just me. Wait, how come I'm not up there? Well, you ought to leave some survivors next time. I should not draw attention, like, I'm sure I will be seen tearing the posters down, right? Five more coins. Oh, I had to give him 5 coins every time I ask him. Every time I speak to him. What is my plan here? I don't really have, it doesn't feel like I have the materials for a plan. Am I able to, okay, I'm able to sneak past the guards, well, a little bit. Hey you, what's your reason to be here? I'm just taking a stroll. Alright, keep moving. Alright, up in this dark alley, if we can lure the guards here, we can take them out without anyone noticing. Oh, where's the glory in that? I mean, it's still a defeat. Once again, you tend not to leave witnesses or survivors. I don't know how this is different. This feels like the kind of thing that we should be able to use the kid to help out with, right? All this fuss about sneaking. We can just buy tickets and get on the train? Tickets ain't enough. We need papers. Or a disguise. Alright, kid. Stop fucking with me. Lure those guards into the alley. Hey, nice mustache. Looks like you've been licking the boss's ass again. Why, you little shit. And now, get him. The guards are harassing this kid. Let's kill him. Let's kill him dead. So we have 16 XP left. I don't really remember what we were doing with you. So we have shotgun arrows. There is the piercing turning arrow, which is kind of funny. This says 6 powerful shots in a row, but they seem not very powerful. 6 times 1 is not, it's not really what we're looking at. We're not really what we're looking for. Also, I got to figure out, like, we're probably going to find that our rhythms are a little bit different with the multiple people, right? Like, so what do I think I'm going to want? Let me grab dodge roll, actually. I think I'm probably going to want some enhanced agility with Tizo. You don't really have anything to spend, nor do you. Okay. Oh, I didn't really set up our items. So 4 times 2. Yeah, I mean, this is not bad, right? And then Itze can run a jab up on this guy. And Chio... Okay, I think we're going to see some pretty decent damage here. Like, this arrow should be a kill. You have run out of... It is a little bit of a shame that the killiest kill is going to be on the one who is a melee unit. Ow. Okay, messy. Only one of the uniforms is clean enough to use. Who should disguise as a guard? I think Tizo is the one who is most likely to not throw the opportunity away. You look great, Tizo. You know, you could just see the other two getting emotional and flopping it, because anger is a ruling circumstance for them. Okay, so we got that. I'm feeling somewhat in charge. It cost me $1 billion. 30 coins to get inside a barrel. Let me think about this a little bit more. So we got a big container of coal. Can we step inside here? Now that I'm dressed as a guard, I feel it's a little safer. And we're gonna need fare for at least Tizo. The question is, can we load some of us in the barrels and have Tizo guard the barrel? Or is the barrel path like a thing you do for all 3 of them? Because I really don't like that plan. That feels like a great way to end up in a huge amount of trouble. And then we still need travel papers, which we can sneak from this guy without him noticing, I guess. Let's hide Itze in the barrel. Essentially, the Chio can't be put in a barrel. Alright, so that's 2 of us covered. So we'd have to have the money to get inside the barrel a second and to get another person inside the barrel, which we don't have. But I don't see another interaction that gets us, like, you know? Tickets ain't enough. We need papers or a disguise. So if we have papers, that can cover Chio. Tizo and Itze are disguised effectively. And in theory, like, I'm going to buy one more ticket. I don't know if we need a ticket for... It feels like we now have 2 tickets for 2 people. A disguise for one person, travel papers for another, and cargo. A piece of cargo that looks like a piece of cargo. Something seems out of place, but I mean, like, I'm out of resources. Okay, she has no disguise, so we have to... Wow, all right, damn. So the travel papers are not good enough. How do we use the... Okay, there is a use button, Chio. Does sound like I can pass as any normal 2-egg trader. But they might check for papers. That's fine, we have papers. Okay. I do wish that if it's going to make you, like, it could just use the thing. There's no reason to pick that up and then have it used from the inventory, unlike most items. Like, you know, when you need a rope or a machete for something, it just goes, it's just in the option, it's in the dialogue option, right? It should probably be the same thing here, where it's like when you try to get on the train, if you have one person undisguised and a disguise in your inventory, it should just be like disguise and then get on train. You find a quiet carriage to wait for your stop. Tizo, will you stop that? You'll get noticed. Tizo is whittling a little figurine. What, guards can't whittle? Just put it away, will you? Tizo sighs and puts it all away. And just in time. You tense as a couple of newcomers enter the carriage. Oh, morning. Don't mind us. Just grabbing some food. He proceeds to go through the cargo looking for a snack. Uh-oh. Oh, I hate when they change the schedule last minute. Gonna be a boring ride, skipping all the usual stops. You're a quiet one. Where are you headed? Private business. Oh, yeah? He lifts a flap of his jacket, showing off a Red Company pin. Speak up. The oil sands. Wrong train, buddy. Wait, you look familiar. Have we met? Yeah, we go. This is get them before they have a chance to realize. Okay, so do I want to... No, shooting these arrows isn't going to work. Let's just open up. So that's a 3-point arrow shot. You just got to get closer. I wish the running slice attack interrupted. Okay, more incoming looks like. Just let you wait a second. Alright, fortunately we do have an interrupt this time. Itze finally manages to get out of the barrel as the fight ends. I am here! I will slay the enemies! You're a bit late. Gods, I told you to get me out fast! You heard the guy. Train's skipping our stop. So what now? Well, we gotta stop the train. Let's head out to the front. What, we don't feel like we could just jump off the side? I feel like that's the thing people do, right? No, not you. There we go. Now, who the hell are you? Oh, you know. Just some folks. Just some good, honest folks. So... we could go for more melee stuff, but it's kind of unimpressive. I will say that, like, a kick to the face is kind of fun. If we have dash, we probably don't need dodge roll. So let's grab the stun for Tizo. I was building up towards slice 3 for you, but what else can we grab now that we have this? Dash attack is like fine. Running double stab with no interrupt is just like not very compelling. We could continue working on mobility stuff, I suppose. Jump is cute, but it's like an expensive and slow way to move. You know what? Let me grab passive +1 Magia, and then maybe... So I don't think invisibility buff is all that compelling. I'm wondering if we want to like grab Dazing Strike or something. I think I want to get Dazing Strike. Because I think Dazing Strike into a Slice 3, if it actually does have the ability to stun all the targets, is a thing that that could be legitimately life-saving, at least some of the time. And then for its sake, we definitely are just still climbing the big red tree, right? Okay, how do we want to deal with this? Stunning kick on you, I think, is actually not bad. How do I want to deal with you? I mean, I can aim this very carefully and maybe just hit all three of them. We might be letting this guy get a shot off in exchange for getting a nice clean kill on everybody else. Oh, you can knock people out of the train. Well, that's handy. Alright, let's close up on whoever this is. You're waiting right here. Alright, you're gonna wait. You're going to stab, with which the arrow will be lethal, and you're going to throw this guy, which will make things nice and easy for our teammates. Huh, I don't know why Chio repositioned like that. That's weird. Yeah, some mighty strange behavior going on there. I wish the train car transitions were marked a little bit more, because I would not have wanted to jump into the next combat accidentally there. Passengers are startled by your appearance, but keep quiet. I appreciate that. Don't worry, folks, we're not here for you. A wealthy-looking newcomer woman blocks your way. Savages! Where are the guards? Guards! Lady, she dances in front of you, dramatically clutching her pearls. Help! Lady, get out of the way. Itse scoops her up and hurls her across the carriage. Bruh. What? She challenged us. I mean, no, I did that because she was in the way. To be clear. Two giant workers stop shoveling coal as you enter. Eh? Oh, listen, we need to talk to the engineer. Not allowed. Now leave. Try to push through, and something tells me we're going to get, yeah. We're going to catch a shovel to the face on that one. Alright, so Itse, we're building up in this direction. What do we want more out of the next things here? Jumping over enemies and recouping the Magia on a successful hit. Spin attack 1 and jump 3. Or a 3 damage interrupting attack. That's pretty exciting. A running leap attack that we'll probably never use. And then heavy attack, which is fine. I think I'm probably going to take the running leap attack, and then the question is, or the close range 3 damage interrupt attack, and then the question is, where do we put it? Like, do I even equip it? We're on our way, obviously, to this upper stuff. I don't know that I think speed buff is actually necessary. We generally don't have a lot of trouble getting to where we're going, so I'll just put this on instead. Alright, and Chio. Alright, the ability to stun enemies Very important. I should probably also make sure my equipment's actually, like, my equipment slots are full. Alright, so we got a couple of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like 15-ish health, probably. Yeah, definitely interesting. Right now, they're just kind of running forward. Which means I'm going to set up a stab with you. You're going to running jab this guy, and then we're gonna start in with the stuff. So I'm confident that this is gonna come through and interrupt that melee attack. And then the question is, do we want to just melee this guy in place? I think I do, rather than throwing him as I often would. Because I thought there was a chance that he was going to catch the 4 damage from that other attack as well. It looks like that didn't quite happen. Right, he's only got 6 total damage on him. You need to rest. You should be able to stun him out of that. And let's try to focus up here. So the stun's going to hit him for like 2 or 3. Yeah, I'm going to give him the double jab. So my plan this turn is to have Chio run through them and have it's a toss one of them for that quick stun. I don't think I can get my interrupt off quickly enough here, but I do think I'm going to try. Oh, or I'm not going to do that because you know what? We can just go ahead and replenish the Magia here. So I almost never actually make use of this ability. Okay, well, it didn't exactly work out the way I intended. Get an arrow in the air. And a heavy attack wound up. And why don't you just rest for a turn? Okay, that guy's going to go down to his melee attack. Easy. The steel locomotive door is locked. It tries to kick it in, but it doesn't budge. Oh, we need to find another way. The cargo in the back could have some useful tools. Okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll just run all the way to the back, no big deal. You did take an awful lot of damage. Okay. So we have all this stuff equipped. Piercing tips on your arrows is probably good. I like the idea of it's a sharpening her fists, so that's how we're going to equip that for that reason. We probably won't ever use that, but no sense in having the slot empty. Alright, extra bandages, extra cookies. It would not seem that there's very much useful stuff back here, though. Oh, wait. You go through cargo boxes systemically until finally you find something useful, like 10 stacks of dynamite. You light the dynamite and run. That feels like maybe not the way or time to have done that. You wake up on the ground, dazed, your ears ringing. Everyone good? Chio? No answer. Itse, are you? You're interrupted by a metal door flying past, inches away from your head. You look to see Itse exiting the carriage. I'm invincible! Great, have you... I can't be killed! The gods must love me. We need to... There's a lot of dead people back there. I thought I died at first, too. One man was impaled on... Focus. We need to find Chio. Okay, alright. There! Fire! Alright, first of all, let's fix our health position here. Couple of cookies can't hurt. Secondly, 10 and 3. I think I am going to go ahead and climb up to the top here for that extra slot. Okay, so gunfire incoming immediately. Not my favorite. I worry that I will get hit if I don't just move here. Alright, so we got one of them down. I'm gonna cook you while Itse just tries to get out of here. This seems like it should be easy enough. Okay, the bullets are aimed for Itse. I should probably actually get out of the way a little bit. Okay, these two work quite well together. Quick, let's find Chio before more of them show up. Nothing but a few shocked passengers inside. So it seems like we left some of the train cars intact. We didn't necessarily kill everybody that was on it. You searched the cart, but there are only dead bodies. I don't think she made it. But we should move on. We don't want to get trapped here. Coward. Keep looking. This cart has more corpses, mostly Red Company. Were they on the train? How did we miss... Oi! Get this fucker off of me! Chio, I'll free you! Itse lifts Chio from under the bodies. Free me? You were unconscious for ages. The place was swarming with these bastards within minutes. Unbelievable. Chio pulls her knife out of one of the bodies. Alright, I'm done. Let's go. Really making sure to, like, drive home the power, the glorious, chaotic power of everyone who is still in our party. All right. Chio's fairly badly injured. But that's what cookies are for. Ooh, okay. Big gunner. And we got gas clouds, too, that we have to be wary of. Not really sure what I want to do here. I don't know which one of them is targeting... Okay, the lower one is targeting Itse. That's definitely inconvenient. It does mean that I should be able to just run straight at them. You're going to get jabbed, and then we can finish you off really quickly on the next strike. All right, let's try to get to safety here. You throw that strike, you throw that strike. Okay, I think it should be fairly straightforward. Dealing with this guy, at least, should be fairly straightforward. Can I get my lob arrow? No, not even close. All right, I guess I'm just going to step forward a little bit more. I think I'll throw him over into the cloud. I believe. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong target. How do I go back? I don't need to restart. I totally just targeted Chio, or it's on Chio, because I'm playing somewhat distracted here. That's my bad. Sorry, everybody. You know what? Let's just do the running slash. Alright, this guy's reloading. This is a fine time to drop something on him. Okay, things are about to get a little messier. Who are you targeting? You're targeting Chio, of course. Okay. This attack does interrupt, so we might get an opening here. Trying to walk the fine line. Yeah, okay. This is very good news for us. So we have here a turn where we can just kind of like stomp you. I might go for a running kick with Itse just to keep you locked, because I think obviously we want to do a great deal of chopping. Boy, that kick really moved that guy more than I was expecting. Alright, he's definitely dead this turn. In fact, I shouldn't need to do anything at all. Alright, move. We're in a hurry. And out we go to the oil sands. Seems like no one's following you. You catch your breath. Let's keep moving. We can't be far. This place has a real good, like, blasted wasteland vibe. Mist creeps over the ground ahead. This is where they're filming the Thriller video later tonight. There's a silhouette in the fog, standing dead still. Something whispers your name. Chio. Who the fuck is that? You realize you're alone. Uh-oh. I think Chio starts with the call out. Chio tends to start solving problems mouth first. But there is no answer. So I approach. You inch closer and freeze in disbelief. Ifer? He slowly turns his emotionless gaze to you. His mask is cast aside, the scars he always hid revealed. You failed me again. I know. I'm sorry. And again. And again. And again. And again. Enough! And again. Aver, please. And again. And again. He's being horrible, but you try to hug your brother. And again. And again. Bones tear out of his arm flesh with a gruesome sound. You jump back as his skeletal fingers slash over your face. Slash your face. Fuck! Afer's scarred face bubbles and splits, revealing his skull. His skeleton moves relentlessly toward you, the fallen flesh dragging behind his ankles. Oh, fuck. Okay. Obviously, not my favorite situation. Okay, we gotta expect a swarm of bullets from this Gatling bandit soul. Because you know how Afer was always wielding a Gatling gun? Alright. I'm gonna be careful about, like, you know, not overcommitting here, not just being like, let's do the biggest thing. Because I am for sure concerned that this is not, in fact, as gonna be as simple as it looks. Yep, this is kind of what I was thinking. Alright, well, we got one down. Then we got this situation again. But I'm a little bit more mentally prepared for it. Alright. Many, many ghosts. Dash through here. Oh, God. Okay, I just chose not to start my attack. Do that so that we have a little bit of movement around the, what do you call it? Around the swarm of bullets. Get the interrupt on the turn when he was starting to fire. Okay, I feel pretty good about that, actually. And then same deal here, just... Does this not interrupt? No, it totally doesn't. I don't know why I was thinking it did. Well, let's get some health back then. And then, can I just finish you off? Okay. Worth it, I think. Once again, I think we can do some pretty good damage here. I'm a little annoyed that those guys got to hit me, despite the fact that I should have been clear on that. I'm also a little worried about the bullets here. I think I have to dodge roll for safety, but I'm a little worried about when in the turn they're going to fire. Yeah, because that might happen. They might just wait until the dodge roll was completed. Wind up for that with the interrupt again. It's a good strategy. See that, like, sometimes you use that ability and it does the run forward part and then it just doesn't do the attack part. And that's, I would describe that as very challenging. Try to do this so that I have more, time this out a little bit differently so that I have more magia at this point. Kill that guy. Hit the bandages. Oh boy, okay. Well, at least friendly fire happens some of the time. It's a little weird how arbitrary the game is about the friendly fire. Because it sure is not a feature of every turn of the game, right? Ah, hell. I'm gonna teleport out a little bit. Actually, let me just separate and flee for a second. So you're gonna shoot after I complete my movement. These guys' shots are timed to later in the turn. Okay, this is not bad. So we could go for the stun on the running slice attack. Okay. Turns out not to be necessary. These guys with the throwing knives are much less of a concern. this should be a good opportunity to get a couple hits, and then okay, made it through. Ouch! What the hell? I told you a slap would do it. You back with us, Chio? You jump to your feet, then stagger. Itse steadies you. What's going on? Well, you walked straight into the mist, kid. The memory of seeing your brother, or the thing that looked like him, hits you. Afer. I saw Afer. Your knees collapse, and you sink to the ground, weeping. All right, come on, kid. Ain't nothing bringing your brother back. What he means is your brother loved you, and he knew you loved him. Itse slaps you on the back. You swipe at your face, wet with blood and tears. Right. Let's go burn this fucking place. I selected Chio in that sequence in part because I knew which character was going to appear there. I'm not 100% sure what would have happened if we'd chosen Itse. Tizo could have like one of the people from the village at the beginning, I'm sure, but it'd be nice to go home again when this is over. I can tell everyone about how I got rid of the curse. I'm pouring my heart out over here, Tizo. What are you staring at? It's that figurine. Hey, you ever going to show us what you've been whittling, old man? Sure, when it's done. You put the figurine away. Actually, it is done, but you're shy. A little bit of character levity there for these heavy moments. A patrol of Red Company men is coming your way, and there's nowhere to hide. It is basically just like a big open field. Alright, so you can grab... is there anything up here that we want? I wanted the stun, and I think we'll use the stun. We may as well just grab... Yeah, Teleport 2 doesn't even cost more than Teleport 1. We'll just go to Teleport 2 and completely replace Teleport 1 on the bar. Tizo is still working on this thing, and Itse is pushing up. That's not going on the bar, probably. Okay, sharpshooter and some basic melee. Sharpshooter's shooting at Itse. Alright, I think that should kill him. Chio's just going full speed in. You gotta wait a second. Okay, I think we got them split up in a way that's going to prove very challenging for them to deal with. Let me let you just close in. Just trying to position for whatever the next group of them is going to be, I guess. Okay, that's an awfully large gun. You're shooting at the wrong person, so I'll just continue running toward you. Alright, and then we definitely have interrupts available here. Alright, now I was thinking of the throw. I guess we can weave a jab in here first. Alright, you try to punch him somewhere. So with you having 6 health left, this is an okay time to throw the running hook. Or to elect not to throw the running hook for no reason. How about an elbow strike? There we go. All right, we're fanning out for the next wave already. On we go. I mean, Red Company headquarters is right there. You notice a group of men again. This time you manage to get out of sight before they spot you. Guards escort a line of miserable workers. I mean, I'm going to rescue these workers. I hope that doesn't seem like just naked bloodthirst, but don't do that. So this was 14. You were kind of going for this slot up here. All right, we're good. The battles are starting to get a little samey. Like, we've definitely reached the end of, I think, what they have for us, mechanically speaking. I'm going to catch a lot of crossfire here, so I think I'm actually going to move the archer as well. Just make sure that we're not in a place that the enemies are actively firing at. Yeah, that was a tough one. It was going to be tough to avoid taking anything there. All right, so the arrows will finish that off. Tizo, I guess wait a second, just let your stuff refill. Closer, you gotta just dodge sideways. Yeah, these enemies are not posing too much of a threat here. So Itze kind of hit the midsection, and then Chio taking the top part completely off. Okay, melee, melee, melee. That is not the most challenging wave we've ever seen. You should probably just get out of the way, and you finish this guy off very easily. Okay, dead simple. You could tell because everybody's dead. Please spare us. No, we freed you. Freed us? We're here to make some coin. Those men were our protection. Who's gonna pay us now, huh? You just take the dead guard's money and go. The workers scramble to loot the guards. Now scurry. This place is gonna be a death trap soon. It already is. I'd watch what you walk into around here. What a curious thing for him to say. All right, I can see the headquarters walls. Be ready. I mean, we're 54 minutes into the episode here, but I guess let's give it a shot. So did we get enough to actually buy anything, any of the meaningful things? Yes. Let's remove teleport 1 from the bar and get teleport 2. Tizo with your 19, sadly, not going to be able to buy the agility or the ability slot. Oh, never mind. It's incredibly cheap. So what do we want then? We already have the shotgun blast. We have... I mean, I don't know. Let's maybe try this. See what 6 powerful shots in a row really means. And then... Itze can get heavy attack. I don't know that I actually want to equip it. Nah, I'm happy with Itze's bars the way they are. Hey, look, it's that same terrain. Okay, everybody is only focused on Itse this turn, which is good news on approach for everybody else. Okay, you're also focused on Itse. Try to get you within range. So you're also, man, they are like hyper fixated in a way that's really not working out for them. Ow. Alright, that was a little embarrassing. I did let a bad thing happen there. I guess let's just load up your heavy attack, and we'll try to prep for some other stuff. I think I'm gonna throw a healing ability up. Now, I don't think I'm catching this guy with Chio's dash, so we're going to want to make sure we're getting it done. Let's just... I'm going to throw him over. Alright, so that guy's dead to the throw. God, we're out of... Everybody's out of Magia. Alright, so that's going to hit you for 3. We need to do 3 more. That should be clear. Okay. A steel gate blocks your way to the headquarters. Well, we still got plenty of dynamite. You blow up the gate and rush through while the Red Company men are still scattered and confused. You know how we love to do these things. Yeah, I don't even know what I am trying to buy at this point. I'm very unlikely to use the piercing buff. There's another point of Magia behind it. I don't know, buy some health. And yeah, that might be the thing that we do with people when we can at this point. Okay. Well, it's a good thing we got this ambush, because I'm a little worried about the numbers we're facing here. Alright, you're the only person that you can reach. May as well just fully drop this dude. Alright, this guy is on his way out. Alright, just trying to dodge the knife throw there. Didn't work quite as well as I might have liked. Pretty sure we're going to catch a bullet here, which is a real shame because they don't want to move. I want to fire, but it is what it is. Alright, that should kill you. Oh, I had... Darn it. Sorry, Chio, I assigned you totally the wrong turn there. Alright, you are going to finish things off. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to wait right in front of this guy's face. Tizo's not going to wait. Tizo's going to fire. You're gonna wait. Just get the Magia back. Do I want to run around him? We could teleport. We could... Can't quite run and slice him. I don't think he's close enough. Yeah, he's not close enough for my interrupt, so... I guess I just need him to fire again. Okay, I kind of can't believe I didn't take damage there. Alright, that's done. Okay, good call. Got Leg Gunner on that side. Definitely needs to be dealt with quickly. Unfortunately, our approach is a little less than ideal. My hope there was to have Chio effectively evade the bullets while still dealing damage. Looks like maybe I need to focus more on the running. Okay, well, things are working out splendidly for Chio over here. Bandage that wound as well. Alright, the moment the bullets stop, I was going to say things are going to get a lot messier. Position for if there should be even more of them. Actually, you're probably fine where you are. Alright, indeed. Prep the heavy attack, prep something. You just run over there and see what's what. Alright, pretty good start. Except that Chio is now completely out of energy at point blank range. That's fine. We'll step aside, and this guy's not doing anything terribly dangerous this turn anyway. Alright, let's get the interrupt here. I'm a little worried. Yeah, more than a little worried about this guy, but I don't think there's much I can do with Itse to fix this problem right now. And you have to wait another turn? That's so annoying. Yeah, I guess just move to the side of the bullets. I'm always trying to, like, is it worth it to try to skirt the bullets to maybe get a shot in a turn earlier? And I think the answer is probably almost always no, but it's still tempting. Alright, we'll deliver our new elbow strike. Yeah, there we go. Red Company who? Fall back, regroup. The Red Company soldiers give way as you storm in, leaving panicked workers to run frantically for cover. I bet all this oil makes the whole place flammable. I also bet that. And we did bring a lot of dynamite. Not allowed to use it on any of the stuff, though. Flames spread eagerly when you light the building afire. There we go. There was my light the building button. So when I get close, here we go. This building catches fire just as easily. Little things like that, like making a dialogue option clearly the second, this one lights as easily, telling you that the game is aware that you already lit a building. Probably all they did was they just created a set of ordered description boxes instead of description boxes that are attached to the thing, but it's good at making the game feel, making the narration feel properly reactive, like it's being told to you by a person. I do think we probably want to, well, except that I used, you know what, never mind. I was gonna say maybe we want to hand out one health potion to everybody, but Chio in particular should probably have multiple different healing items. Yeah, we'll need the bandages. We'll make better use of them too. Alright, some shine powder, which is like pretty whatever. Not super exciting to me. Okay, we can't go up that track bit. Just want to make sure we're not missing any structures back here that should be alight. Okay, even more dynamite's fantastic. Certainly welcome. So a railroad switch of limited utility at the moment, but it is absolutely the kind of environmental interactable that my brain locks on immediately. It's like, ooh, I'll bet they'll give us a verb for that. And good on them for resisting. Okay. They're here, you morons! Protect me! The yelling man scuttles back and forth at a metal tower, frantically turning dials and pulling levers. He looks small and angry, like he's suffering from the heat. Could this really be the man responsible for so much death? A mechanical screeching echoes through the valley as the ground begins to shake. Are they about to Wild Wild West me? I see the big machine parts. Kill them! If they so much as scratch me, I'll have your heads. Itza grins and cracks her knuckles. There's not going to be anything left when I'm done. Alright. Is there anything else here that we might use? Probably not. It's probably just pressing buttons. You got the thing that you want. Yep, I suppose just purchase raw stat points. You are actually still going for stuff. So, the powerful spin attack, elbow attack 2, a 4 damage interrupt. If I go around, or I can get to heavy attack 2 through any of these. Hard to imagine using it. This, though, this I might actually use. It's good to hit people very hard. Get them while I power up the machine. Okay, that's interesting. So everybody who's attacking is attacking Itza right now. Alright, that'll wipe those two out. You're gonna run like this. Okay, looks like Tizo just barely doesn't have to move. So I guess I'll just fire an arrow into this guy. See no reason to get fancier than that. Let's go ahead and dodge roll out. Solid shooting there. You just wait, you just wait. I'm gonna enjoy crushing you like the worthless ticks you are. Okay, so there's a lot of fuel tanks around here. Guess we're just trying to destroy those. 3 hits to destroy. It doesn't say 3 damage. Let me try something like this. You just need to move to the side, obviously. You can go throw a pair of punches at that. So yeah, indeed, it doesn't matter how much damage you do. One hit takes 1 bar down. It seems like you can wait here safely. You can do that, and you can run around to prep to hit something else. Unfortunately, I don't actually have any multi-strikes. So I'm just going to stab this the old-fashioned way. Okay. I reckon I don't want this coal cart making it to what's-his-face. So let's see if I can't do something about that. Also, I think we've got a second from the yellow circles, right? It didn't seem like... Oh, Jesus. Okay, the explosion happened more explosively than I was ready for. I'm going to back off because I think the thing's going to get destroyed. It's not. Well, I will destroy it myself then. Also, you're taking huge amounts of damage. Let's put the killing blow in the air here. Okay, we just gotta blow up a couple more of these things. Oh, you're gonna regret that. So we got some enemies coming in. I'm gonna try to ignore them. But we probably don't want these carts getting to where they're going. So if I hit this thing in melee range, is it definitely going to kill me? I'm not opposed to just starting the fight over if I have to. No, okay, it doesn't necessarily do damage. I got caught in an attack is what happened there. Okay. I gotta run out of... Oof. Well, I stopped the minecart with my face. Let's take a dodge roll in. You need to move this turn in order to not get shot. Okay, I almost dodge rolled into some bullets there. I think I'm going to close on this guy. Take another shot here. I don't have the range for... No, I don't quite have the range for my interrupt. Alright, so let's just hit you there. I want to be careful about my positioning. Wow, okay, that's not very good. Alright, you can finish that one off. Try to stand here. What I need is a moment where like everybody's reloading simultaneously to fire the last arrow. And I do believe I just got my moment. Okay, so that should do another big chunk of damage. Throw a knife at that. Die, die, die! Okay, is he coming down or because like that's all the weak points? Kind of just need to wait. You can just shoot the cart. Okay, the cart exploding is a lot of damage. Oh no. Well, here comes a great big scary wheel. I have to admit, I was not expecting Tizo to catch 3 bullets there. Alright, it's this big scoop thing. I mean, I need to get to you. But to do that, I need to survive the big scoop. Okay, so there are two more explodable barrels now. How do I do this? I guess move to like here. Oh no! What an embarrassing moment to miss. Time to teleport. And then here, wait. Alright, so I got my... Ugh. I can just tank, right? I can just tank at the rate the bullets are coming out. Yeah, even if all 3 of the bullets from this middle spray hit me, I still live. I'm just taking the stab. El Gallo falls out of the wreckage of the machine and doesn't even try to fight. He turns tail and runs. Coward! I'm going after him. Cover my back. Yep, a lot of injuries. El Gallo leads you on a chase outside the headquarters, always staying just out of reach. I wish I had a good sense of how much game is left, you know? I'm not allowed to hit I anymore, so I can't heal. So we're just going to have to deal. The sight of your surroundings tugs at your memory. You feel a punch to your chest, then warmth, then pain. Yeah, I was already as critical as I was getting there, buddy. Ha! Got you, motherfucker! You hear more gunshots as you fall to your knees. Well, damn. Bullets dig into the black mud around you. He's shooting wildly. The first was a lucky shot. Behind El Gallo, you see the shape of something that's haunted your nightmares for decades. The sacred tree. The bullet wound is nothing to the painful memory of watching your family slaughtered before you. I didn't come all this way just to die before visiting you again. You get up. El Gallo looks terrified, even though you're the one leaving a bloody trail behind as you limp toward him. Another miss. Ah! El Gallo bolts again. You march forward with determination. I will say that the cute little bobbing back and forward walk motion does feel kind of inappropriate now, and I sort of wish they had put in a more sort of more of a determined trudge. El Gallo reaches the sacred tree and tries to climb it. The tree doesn't cooperate. El Gallo's feet and hands slip and scramble for purchase. End it. Okay, so I only have 1 HP and I lost all my items. But what I do have is fire 6 arrows in a row, once per fight. I bought it, I'm going to use it. We don't count that. I figured that was kind of what they were aiming for, right? Was the mutual destruction. That's like the moment in these movies, right? All right, well, what about that? Motherfucker. Piece of shit. Ah! Exhausted, you look down at El Gallo's bloodied face. Oh, it doesn't even look like a face anymore, just flesh and bone. His skull could be anyone's skull. Could be yours. I bet you thought I forgot my present again. You reach into your pocket. I made this for you. I'm just gonna rest for a moment. These insets are really nice. Leaning against the sacred tree, you finally feel some peace. It is interesting how it's sort of the way it telescopes in and out of being stories about these different people, right? And in the end, the final moments of it are just the conclusion of Itzo's story, of Tizo's story, rather than everybody's. like we don't get a moment we don't get that same moment for Afer, right? Of like her brother or his sister, speaking to him in that we got him sort of way, and it's just sort of strange, given that she was just as much protagonist as Tizo was. But I don't know. I suppose you can imagine what it would be, but it's still, I think it feels like an odd move. I'm trying not to get too into saying things about the game yet, because I'm afraid she's going to break into vocals and like actual lyrics at any moment here. All right, given that this doesn't seem to be that kind of song, overall, I thought this was really excellent. It's very linear, of course, but it's a well told story. They make a great use of the medium, and in particular of their selected art style. The fact that the game takes place almost entirely... Oh, here we go. Hold on a second. Let's get him up. He looks kind of peaceful there. Come on. Look, I doubt anyone will miss that Gaio fucker, but I don't want to be here if they come looking. Itse and Chio weren't sure where to bury Tizo. They settled on a yarrow-covered hill somewhere in the drylands. Chio took the dust and other loot from the headquarters and used it to seed her trade empire. Itse didn't want any loot at first, but ended up taking some to pay a bard to sing about her glorious exploits. Yep, we did put her atop basically a mountain of skulls. The sacred tree appreciated the offering. Okay, we get a little ending for the other folks there, and then I feel a little bit more satisfied now. I thought the decision to make almost the entire travel portion of the game take place just in the bottom 15% of the screen, and really communicate the vistas and the vastness of this land, I think is really quite brilliant. And yeah, like all of the artistic elements of this, I think, are beyond reproach. Fucking really well done. And the combat system was a lot of fun. It's interesting how, like, I talk sometimes about how if you're trying to tell a story where the major emotions are not like delight, then you can kind of get yourself into trouble by making the gameplay too much fun and having it really clash against the emotions you're supposed to be feeling. But I think here it works because the combat feeling, like crunchy and desirable, helps you to get into the space of these characters who are just like, who find violence to be so compelling, who find themselves so drawn to violence as a solution. Either compulsively or just because of the sort of like visceral satisfaction of it. I think it sells that really well, actually. So yeah, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you for Arco as a series, obviously. I had a great time with this. I think I wish I had heard more about this. So I think more people should be aware of how good this is. When you come back next time, tomorrow-ish probably, there's going to be something new here, of course. I don't even know what yet. But yeah, that was Arco. I liked it a lot. Come back next time for something new, and we'll see you then.